Oh, hi. Right, I was standing here looking at this book that I found in the bookstore. This is the kind of book that you use when you want to teach your kids English. And this is exactly what I'm going to use this book for. Use it together with my two kids to help them improve their knowledge of English. This channel is of course about Australian Aboriginal languages, but this book got me thinking that perhaps I should approach the area of vocabulary in the way they do in books like this one. That would be in a more systematic way. So look at words that belong together at the same time. Look at words from different semantic fields together, and so on. Yes, I think I will do just that. And why not start with that which they always seem to start with in books like this one, namely the body and body parts. And then after that we can move on to something else that people find interesting, edible insects, or religious terminology, or, well, something else. So, I am going to compare three languages here, words from three languages. The Ngarla and Nyamal languages were traditionally spoken in the northernmost part of the Pilbara region of Western Australia, while the Nyangumarta language was spoken just north of the Pilbara region. Ngarla and Nyamal are clearly closely related. They come from the same parent language, and they are placed in the Ngayara subgroup of the Pama-Nyungan language family. Nyangumarta also belongs to the Pama-Nyungan language family, but to a different subgroup, the Marngo subgroup, so it's more distantly related. In traditional times, these three tribes lived next to each other. They had a lot of contacts. Among other things, they exchanged brides between the tribes. And because of the taboo restriction I talked about in an earlier video, also lots of words. Yes, so many of the words Ngarla and Nyamal have in common, no doubt, have been inherited from the parent language. But there has also been a lot of borrowing back and forth, and in which direction, that's very difficult to know today. And there has also been a lot of borrowing between Nyangumarta and these two other languages. So as I'm sure we will see, there are great similarities in terminology, but also differences. And here with these first words, the words for body, found in the Ngarla database and in the Nyamal and Nyangumarta dictionaries that I have access to, we can see that Ngarla and Nyamal seem to belong together, while this one is different. So the words Nyangumarta and Jarba are used for body in both Ngarla and Nyamal. And in the Nyamal dictionary, this word is also listed, Nyangumarta. Is it related to Nyangumarta? It is certainly partly similar, but I wouldn't be able to say with absolute certainty that they are related to each other. Anyway, the Nyangumarta word for body is completely different, as you can see. In Nyangumarta we find kao. Kao. Yes. One very central and important body part is of course the head, and the word murga is used in all three languages for head. But in the Nyangumarta dictionary, these two words are also listed, jojo and jondoro. Jondoro. Yes. Moving away from the head, we can see that the words for arm and leg are identical. Jori is used for arm in all three languages. Unfortunately, no word for leg was listed in the Nyangumarta dictionary, but in the other two languages we find the word koji. If we move even further away from the head, as it were, though, we will begin to see differences here. Differences in terminology and in how you actually divide the body into different parts. So, beginning with forearm and wrist. Ngarla and Nyamal have this word, paji, which means forearm and wrist. So this part here, that's paji. I also included this Nyangumarta word, which exists in two versions, parir and payir. However, this is not forearm and wrist. This is wrist, hand, and fingers. But in Ngarla and Nyamal they have the word mara, which means hand and fingers. So here there is a clear difference. And there was no word, did I already say that? There was no word listed in the Nyangumarta dictionary for forearm. I'm not sure, but if I already said it, now you've heard it twice. Anyway, moving down to the lower leg, there is no point in me trying to point to body parts here, obviously. But anyway, we have this Ngara word, puliamara, for lower leg. No word listed in the Nyamal dictionary. In the Nyangumarta one, there are two words, Burbu and Jina. Jina, as you can see, is a word that occurs in all three languages. But there is a difference in meaning here. In Ngarla and Nyamal, Jina means foot. And in Ngarla we also have this word for foot, jamano. In Nyangumarta, Jina means foot and lower leg. So this is something that we are going to see more of in future videos. The same word or words, but slightly different meanings in the three different languages, which is something that the speakers of the languages had to keep track of, these different meanings. This will be all for today, but I will be back with more body parts. So, see you later.